Guys, I'm doing a live video today because one, I don't usually do live videos because I don't have very good Wi-Fi out here, but two, I'm working on the John Deere mower conditioner and it's right next to the house, so it works out great. So I am planning on making a video on this as well, but a lot of you guys gave me some helpful hints on the cutter bar. If you recall in previous videos, or the last hay cutting video, I was lamenting about how it broke and how it seems to break every year. Now we've owned this thing for, I think this is our third season if I'm not mistaken, maybe the fourth. I lost track. But it seems like every year we break a cutter bar. I have a collection of cutter bars in the barn. And you guys were so helpful by letting me know that perhaps, hey guys, that perhaps it's actually the cutter bar guards that are affecting the cutter bar. So sure enough, I went and looked at it, and I'll show you guys in just a minute here. I'm gonna grab my screwdrivers, or my wrenches. Let's see if I can flip this around here so you guys can see. I'm on my new phone, so I'm like giant in my screen at the moment. Okay. So let me start off down here. So right here we've got a pretty good sized gap. It's actually not supposed to have a gap like that. There's actually two styles of guards. This is the non-clog and this is the regular kind. I don't know why it's got two different styles, but for some reason it did. So I went to John Deere and bought a new guard for this, and this is the one that I've been taking off. See how it's loose? That's because I've been working on it. Now, I don't know how long ago these things were put on, but they are tight as crap. Just trying to get these things off has been just a pain in my butt. And there's no easy way to go about it. You can see that this one's still tight. I did spray them down with some PB blasters. Actually, last night I did, so it should be a little bit better. But there's just not a lot of room to attack them in here. I could rotate I don't even know what these things are called. I could rotate this around, but then it's going to be stabbing me in the head, and I really don't want to deal with that. Yeah. The end guards are a little different to compensate for the thickness of the knife. Like down here. I don't know why it should be any different. Honestly, this one's thinner than this one right here. This one doesn't have the tension adjusters on them, which is right here. This is a tension adjuster, which pushes it down. This one doesn't have it, so you can see the giant gap right there. And my understanding is that can cause the bar to chatter. Is that, yeah, this grass is growing great because it's hiding underneath the hay vine. Oh no! Oops, hold on, I clicked something. Oh, my camera isn't the greatest. Where your sway bar attaches. Thanks, Michael. Yeah, off-grid I did use PB blaster. Yeah, I know it's gonna be cold pretty soon. So I'm trying to get all this stuff done now. Okay, so let me see. You can tell in this one that this is really, it's not where it needs to be. This one seemed like it was running a little tight, but now it's a lot looser because I've been adjusting it. This one I think is okay. But one thing, okay, so let's look right here. Where'd it go? Kind of hard to tell on the camera. Okay, so these are the two guards, and this one's down a lot lower than this one. Let me see. I need to clean my camera lens. Now you can see how this one's hanging and this one's up. So stuff like that is going to catch the cutter bar and cause it to wear a lot faster. I'm not changing guards. I'm just going to go through and adjust everything. See, that's why I brought you guys. I never thought that those things could be all messed up. Yeah, I should get a battery impact. That would be perfect. A heck of a lot faster. Good idea. And this thing, I mean, this works great to loosen them. Yeah, you can see I've got my name on it. Doop. Air can't steal it now. But a battery would definitely be better. And I've got 2 of those. So maybe I should go get one. It's gonna be nice and loud, but if the guards are bent, I'm not sure if they're bent. Things off grid. I mean, they don't look bent to me. But I did notice that a couple of these hold downs are crooked. Like right here, this one's crooked. You see that guy's coming off that way, and then he's pushing a little bit too hard on him. Maybe. Okay, so here's the other thing. Ciao, doggy. Before I run off to the barn. So it says it needs a gap of 0.5 mm. So this is about the same. This is a spark plug gapper that Eric suggested I use. So this is, let's see, it says 0.508, which I figure is close enough. So my guess is to slide this between right here and here. Obviously that's not going to fit between there. But what about the bottom? Is it supposed to have the same gap at the bottom? Does anybody know? Because I can gap the top, but what about the bottom? Or is the bottom just going to be gapped on its own? Because some of these guards are definitely off. So if you guys have any thoughts on correct gapping for these things, let me know while I'm going off to the barn. I'll put that right there. See, there's my manual. Okay. Oh, my son is having fun playing with the dog. Yeah, the dog discovered that she can play with that. That's my horse flag. She was having a blast with that earlier today after she ran off with my leather gloves. Hey, Karsten. Things will show up. My face looks huge in this camera. It's so funny to me. If the guards are bent, it'll cause the knife to grind down. I need the wrong clips that push the knife into the tips of the guards. Are there 2 different types of clips? Who cares? What's that? Sorry, I heard like a cat. Hello from Sweden. I just heard something in my barn calling to me. Never know what's in here. Okay, alrighty. 1/2 inch, not half an inch. It said mm on the little, in the manual and on the spark plug gapper, Colin. Battery powered. So I actually have, well, actually now that I'm looking at it, I gotta make sure I have them. So I have 1 battery operated impact, no battery, so I'll have to get a battery for that. And oh, looks like Eric left the other one out too. Then you got this one. This is the big bad boy for doing the truck tires and the horse trailer. So I think that's gonna be a little extreme. I think this guy should be pretty good. I'm not sure I can fit the big one in there. This one should do the trick. I'm gonna need an extra battery. A bunch of different types of clips. Well, hopefully I got the right one because I went down to John Deere and they gave them to me. So haunted barn, sometimes possibly. 1913. Might see a problem. M&M. Millimeters. It's done in millimeters. Yeah, I was using the manual. Off grid. Sorry. Man, I cannot see this very good in the sunlight. That's when I used to take the guards off in a hurry. Yeah. Thank you. I would have never guessed to use the impact. I don't know. I mean, I used it on the hay rake and it worked great, but it's probably a good point. So we'll pop over here and get a battery. Now, I know you're wondering why there's no batteries in the barn, and the answer is because usually it gets a little bit too hot or too cold to keep them adequately charged. So I actually keep them in the dog room, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but at least you have a charged battery. Or not. There is no battery on the charger. Well, I'm not sure where all the batteries are. I know Eric's been using these for work. I have to run around looking for batteries. Yeah, I don't know. how old am I and how long have I been farming? Well, let's see. I'm younger than a millennial farmer, and I'm older than how farms work. So how about that? And I've been farming for 6 years. The last 3 years I've been doing most of it on my own. Hey, Stony Ridge, how are you? Yeah, I know who you are, Stony. I've seen you for, oh shoot, I don't remember when you started, but it was not too long around the time that I started too. Ooh, falling over. Yeah, we've seen your stuff. Let's see. I remember we watched the video on you clearing out the cow area with the excavator guy, and you were talking about whether he did a good job or not. And I know that was a while ago, but that was just the one that I watched with Eric. I can't see in the sunlight. It doesn't work in the middle. Building tough day. If you travel your knife so it lines up at the top of the guards. Yeah, I'm seeing, hold on, let me put this down a second. You guys can look for stuff on the ceiling a minute. I need something else for this, don't I? Maybe I do want this one. Shoot. Yeah, I had everything I needed, and then you're like, hey, what about an impact? But better to get this done faster than later. Stacked up turtles. Don't ask a woman her age. There you go. I'm old enough to be developing wrinkles on my face, which could be from squinting too much or being in the sun. Show the new folks the tapeworm diet. I still leave presents around for Eric sometimes just to freak him out. Okay, so I have a funny story. So Eric has these like little mutt dogs that he plans to breed next year. And they came with worms, of course, like most puppies do. The one dog had a really bad tapeworm infection, like seriously terrible. And so he took it to the vet and he got like a tapeworm pill. And I'd been feeding it diatomaceous earth too, which is kind of what started it. Well, he started screaming, all right, get out here, get the paper towel. And I'm thinking like the dog's bleeding or something. So I grab a paper towel and I run outside. No joke, the dog has a pile of worms coming out of its back end. And I'm just like, whoa, I have never seen anything like that before. It was just like, that is an obvious bad tapeworm infection. The dog has since ceased the tapeworm issue. Okay, brightness up on my phone. Are you sure you just don't get 0.05 AMM? Well, that's what the spark plug gapper thing said right here. It says, oh, actually, maybe you're right. I don't know if you can read that. It's probably backwards. You might be right. Maybe this one is actually 0.02. But if that's the case, then this is going to be pretty tough. Someone else suggested putting a sheet of paper in there to gap it. All right, so I'm gonna flip you back around. Let's see what we got here. And I'm not sure why this is zoomed in. Maybe it's so weird. This is the first time I've used this phone. I don't know why it's interesting. Sorry, it's all blurry for some reason. There it is, kind of. Maybe I've got something on the back of this. So this is the first time with my new phone trying to shoot a live video, which is coming out strangely blurry. I've actually shot regular video with it and it came out fine, but it's not like in this live mode. Oh, hey, oh, and it disappeared again. All right, gonna read through the comments. Wow, there's a lot of them. Eric should name the dog Noodles. I love it. The vine isn't a bad place signal-wise. Is it really bad? It should be pretty good because it's next to the router. Gosh, I don't know why. Why is it? Interesting. Why is my phone not working? Alrighty. Well, I guess we'll keep it forward facing anyway. Have you got the hay you expected to have this year? We have not done second cutting yet. That's why I get this fixed. Oh, just popped this out. So hopefully, okay. There you go. You can just hang out there for a minute. That's definitely not gonna hold it. This one will. All right, gonna take the bad boy up there. Hopefully that's the right size socket. Come on. This driver's nice, but pain in the butt to get a socket on. Okay. Oh, good heavens. Tighten, we don't want to tighten it. Gosh, I got hooked. Some. Alright. Where's my glove? Hold this sucker straight. Alright. Okay. Leave them up there. So, something straight off fell out the back. Oh gosh. Oh, that thing is chewed through. I'm glad I got a couple more of those. Alright, so everything is really rusty. These are the bolts for the top. They look just like a gem, don't they? The nuts are still good, surprisingly. But the guard up here, it's a good thing I got some more of those. I'll show you in just a minute. Let me get my bucket. My bucket for parts. But I'm seeing an issue already. I don't think this is the right part. What the crap? All right. So this thing right here is at $8 each, or was it $4 each? I think it was $4 each. I wasn't quite sure how many of these I got. This is a wear guard. I believe that's what it's called. The guy at John Deere gave these to me. Sold them to me, okay. And I wasn't quite sure how many I would need, but now that I'm looking at it, it's not the same. So let me get this one off too and see if the guard will come off, because this one's got 2 holes and it's, interestingly enough, it's adjustable, so it should go right here, but that's not gonna work. All right, let's take the next one off and see what we get for treasures. Or I'm gonna need a bigger socket. That one's too short. I wonder if I can. Nope. Right. Come on. What size are you? 1/16. You know, the other interesting thing is, so the nuts on this are 11/16, but in the manual it said 7/16. So I'm not quite sure why there's a difference, unless they totally went through and modified this whole thing, which would really kind of suck for me because all I have is a manual. All right, let me let you guys look at this quick. Is this coming out backwards? I'm just curious. Is this like backwards to this? Because I thought I noticed on some of my video that it looked like it might have been backwards. Hey, William. Thanks, Badger Matt. Hey, machine. Phone is made in China. Well, yeah. Is it greeny? Remember to return tools to the tool storage and power tools. Save, yes. Yep, I try to put them back. Although Eric will say otherwise. Alright, well I need a bigger socket because this one is too short for those. Because that one's got a... Alright, sucker. Alright, so let's go get a bigger... I think it was 11/16 on my tools. Alright. Go get another... See, a lot of these guys with big farms, they have like a whole barn full of all their tools and things to work on, and just have to do it in the grass, or conversely in the gravel, which I'd rather do it in the grass. And it's okay walking back and forth because that's how you get your exercise anyway. So, but I do try to have everything set aside so I don't have to do this, but kind of newbie here, live and learn. All right, so I need a tall 11/16. I thought that actually was my tall one. Let me see if I've got another tall one in here. 28. Ugh. Sorry. Oh yeah, no, that's 7/16. I need 11/16. So, oh yeah, I do have a video on my tool chest. See, now this one's not blurry. Apparently it just doesn't like looking at my hay cutter. Okay, hey, I don't, that's the same size that I had, isn't it? 11/16. So I need one taller than that. Guess we'll have to go pilfer Eric's tools. I don't think he's watching this anyway, so he won't know. Probably most of them are missing. Oh, look at it. Here's 11/16. That's exactly what we need. Boom. All right, back on over. I'm not sure where my child went. Doesn't seem to be out here anymore. Today is actually the perfect time to be working on this. We actually had a little bit of rain last night. We've had just a little bits of rain here and there, so that's been nice. I didn't want to cut the hay. As crazy as it sounds, I didn't want to cut the hay while it was dry because I didn't want the grass to be overstressed. I gotta do a little bit more reading on nitrate poisoning, but that was one thing I read about, that if you cut the grass when it's stressed, even if you haven't fertilized it recently, it can still cause nitrate poisoning in the hay. But like I said, I gotta do more research on that. Either way, I wasn't gonna risk it. I didn't need to cut it right off anyhow. Okay. Oh, hi puppy. Oh, a lot of comments. Okay, sorry. Never use a feeler gauge. Get everything aligned and then power it up. I'm gonna idle and observe where there's obvious to tight. Yeah. Yeah, well, I plan to rotate it by hand as well, because then I can watch it go through slowly. But just to give myself a general idea, I would like to gap it according to the directions. Hey, you actually might get to watch this. Maybe. Ah! Okay. This is my old camera stand, so it's a little rickety. Alright. If you fell over, just scream a little bit. Alright. This one off. Gosh, this thing is a real pain in the butt to get them off. It doesn't have a release button. At least not that I know of. I'm pretty sure you just pull it. Gosh. I can't even get it off. Okay. Got it off. It's just like dumb stuff like that takes me forever. What? What? You gotta be kidding me. This isn't even the right size on the end. Seriously? Oh, Eric. I would have figured, okay, that a socket this size would have to be on a big head, not a little one. Gosh. And that's why they're not my tools, because I don't use them very often. So now we got to go get her socket head. Hopefully he has one that fits a larger size, because I don't know. I never really paid much attention to his stuff until I had my own stuff, and then I'm like, oh, well, there's different sizes for ratchet heads. Why can't they just make it all the same size? I mean, really, is it that hard? I don't know. Yeah, this is standard, they're not metric, but I mean, like, the end, I think it's 1/4 versus, wait, this one's mine. Why did I bring mine? Guys, I lost you for a second there. Okay. Alright, now, okay, so one side of his is and the other side is 1/4 inch. Like I said, I never really paid much attention to. Alright, should work. Should be tall enough. So all this just to check and see if I have the wrong plate on the back. I don't know. I didn't have a part number for the plate. So this plate has a part number. Hey, little Mr. Cricket. Okay. Collection of sockets. Put this guy on. Rotate. It's not liking the fact that I'm trying to push this on. Gosh. Alright. Set you down for a second while I try and get this thing on. There it goes. Okay. Now we can look at it. Let's see if we can get this off. See, we're working on this one right here. Reason being, come on, really, guys? Can't take a nap in the grass. Alright, because we want to check the base plate back here, and he stops right here. So he runs the length of 2 guards. My weightlifting for the day, this thing weighs like 10 to 15 pounds at least. The guard. I don't know if that one's even come off. I don't. I wonder if this screw is bent. That thing is on there. Holy crap. Gosh. Alright, let me see if I can show you guys how bad this is. And this one is like bent. This one's bent. And I don't know that I can get those out without cutting them off. This one's... But this is the guard plate right here that I have to remove and replace because it is completely just... Look at that. Lefty loosey. It's going left, right? right? Because if I'm screwing them on, I'm going to screw it this way, and then this way is loosen, right? That's the way it's going, is counterclockwise. Get the grinder. I might have to. I have to run a massive extension cord from the house. The shoulders on the bulb maybe, or the hole if it just spins. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Angle grinder. No, cannot take her on to Rousey. Eric actually watches her, so I know. I've seen her. Is there a torque specification? There actually is. I believe I read that. Where'd it go? Actually, there's a torque specification on the knife arm drive bolts, which is supposed to be 150 pounds, which I did not know until I was reading this yesterday. So I'm going to have to go back and check that too. And I just learned how to use a torque wrench. That is pretty cool. What was it I checked on? Oh, I think it was the hay baler. I was checking. I had to replace the tire, put it back on, and that was the first time I had to set it and then test it. That was pretty cool. I felt pretty good doing that. Everybody should have a torque wrench. All of you guys make sure you teach your wives how to use a torque wrench. For what it's worth. Yep, it's definitely bent and strapped. Yeah, well, you can send some of your thunderstorms over here. We definitely can still use the rain. Shoot. The wind's been flipping this. There we go. Okay, there's the teeth. Yeah. That's the one that's supposed to be. That's pretty cool. Okay, cutter bar parts. 50 pounds? That's what it says for the non-clog, which is what we have as the non-clog cutter bar parts. So they're supposed to be tightened to 50 pounds. The first hole on the left-hand end of the cutter bar, well, that's on the 1217. We have the 1219, as far as we can figure. So it doesn't have a single guard. 7/16 by 2-inch cap. See, none of this is correct because we were running 11/16 bolts. Does that seem right to you guys? I don't know where my comments went to. Guess I'll have to say something because my comments all just disappeared. Anybody? Oh, there it is. We have 4. Too much torque on those guard bolts that really put that knife in a bind. I'm thinking so. I was hoping not to do the whole bar, but at this point I might have to. I mean, if you figure that, you know, replacing the whole knife cutter bar is $300, it's, you know, I spent $50. $50 just on that little chunk of stuff right over there. And they didn't even have everything because I don't have all of the hold downs. Where do I think go? Okay. So this is the part number. Sorry. Squiggly. That's the part number for the knife. Tension hold downs. These things that go right here. And I've got 3 of those because that's all they had. Let's see. 7/16 bolt has an 11/16 knot. Okay, well that makes sense. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, it is definitely expensive if it's green. That's why we got rid of the tractor. And got a New Holland for just a little bit more. Okay, so we established that we need 60 pounds of torque. No, 50 pounds of torque. Those are definitely like jack up. So I'm gonna have to buy all of these. I think I can get those at Tractor Supply. But gosh, that thing, I'm looking, I'm Can you see how bent he is from here? Maybe you can't. Maybe the camera's not focusing enough, but that is terrible. Oh my gosh. I didn't do this whole thing yet. Ah. What if it's orange? I don't care if it's orange. Honestly, the reason we got the New Holland was because Eric watched DHL Farms and he just loved his whole setup. He watched DHL Farms and thought there's somebody else that had New Holland. So that's where we got his information from. Is the bolt spinning when you try the impact gun? It seems looser. See how loose this is? So it's definitely loosening up to a certain degree. This is definitely spinning. This one's spinning a little bit too. And these got sprayed pretty good with, if the screw is bent, you can use the impact. What do I do if it's staying put? Maybe if I push underneath on it? Conversely, you can use the angle grinder to cut a slice in the carriage nut right here. And then you can take a big screwdriver and stick it up in there. Okay, flathead screwdriver, like this, but a lot shorter. I don't know if I have a stocky one that's short. I'd have to check. This one's gonna be too big. What do I have on my face already? Jeez. So you put this up in the bolts, and then if it's if it's octagonal like this, then you can take a wrench and put the wrench on this to keep it from turning, and then you can use the impact to drive it out that way. Usually when we do that, it's me holding this part and Eric's using the impact with two people, but that's another option too. Push the bolt up and use the impact with both hands. I mean, I can fit my boot under there, I think, and try and push up on it that way. All right, well, let's give it a shot and see if we can pull it out the rest of the way by pushing up underneath it. Get a Kuhn mower. Well, we do want to replace our mower, probably a sickle or a disc mower eventually, but they're so expensive. Lockable vice grips to hold the bottom of the bolts. It's a flat bolt, so I'm not sure that vice grips are gonna be able to grip that at all, because it tucks up into there pretty smooth. I mean, there's not much to grip. But hopefully, if I get this whole thing straightened out, then hopefully we'll never break another cutter bar again. Hopefully. And would you believe it? I couldn't find any information on YouTube or online about adjusting any of this. So I'm like, well, time to shoot a video. And I will do a video on this too. Hey, John. Okay, so we're going to attempt this again. If you notice anything, just put it in the comments. I'll try and catch it. Okay. So. Got that on there. Make sure it's on. Push up. Somehow. I feel like it's gonna smash my hands. It doesn't feel like it's spinning underneath. I don't feel it spinning when I push on it. Just shakes. No, it's spinning. I don't think that's going anywhere. Let's try this one again. This one seems like it's doing something. It's gotta be loosening because it's jiggling. Jiggling. I think this one's just turning underneath my hand though. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and just slice those puppies off. If nothing else, it should twist, put a jack under it to push the bottom of the bolt. Oh, that's an idea. We actually did just get a new bottle jack. That's a good thinking for a one-man job, too. Torch and heat the nut and it'll come off. Yes, also excellent idea. I gotta figure out where the torch is. I think that's in the barn. Need the grinder. Read above. All right. If it just spins while holding it up, the shoulder's on the bolt or the hole is worn. Hopefully not the hole, because that would really suck. Put a block on the ground in front of the bolt and then use a pry bar and a lever to push the bolt upwards. Okay. Quit the farm in Michigan and move to Ohio. Okay, so there's the jack one again. Grind bottom bolts to get a wrench on to hold it in place. Yeah, that's true too. You could square it off and then you could put a wrench on it. A ½ inch should take the nut off. Yeah, it will take it off, but it's just spinning right now. So, okay. Please look out for your hands. Yes, I'm trying not to grab anything because those things will slice right through these gloves. They're thick leather, but I have a cut on the glove from the grinder to prove how sharp stuff is. I think it was, yeah, that one right there. Definitely good thing I was wearing it. So, I gotta find a torch. Girls and tractors, yes. I have another video coming out Friday, probably Friday afternoon-ish, which is a little bit more productive than this one, but same, it's always the same case scenario. Like, you go to do something, you have a million obstacles, you have to figure out how to get rid of the obstacles because you weren't prepared for them. This, I definitely was not prepared for, but, you know, being that I don't work on it, it's not really something I can prepare for much. So, Jason from Facebook from Northern Michigan, Snowbird Gaming. Jason Bush? Yeah, the little jobs take the longest. Yep. All right, guys. So I'm going to have to track down a torch and a lighter and get cracking on this because I have a phone call coming in pretty soon here, and I have to take our other dog, not the little guys, but the big ones, to the fertility clinic. Yay! Not so much. She's coming into heat, so we are actually going to take both dogs in to be bred with a little assistance. Gator's fertile, but we just think he's just getting too old to get it done, so we're going to have them give a little helping hand. Not today. She's just being tested today, so I have to get stuff together for that, and then after that come back and work on this some more. But don't worry, there will be a video on this whole thing, and hopefully I'll have it done. And thank you guys so much for all of your helpful comments. I love having you guys along for the ride because you guys are so helpful. It's kind of like the neighbor out here in Michigan. Like, a lot of times people come by and they'll just stand around yakking, like offering tips, not necessarily helping, but just watching stuff. That's what I feel like you guys are, the neighbors to just come and watch and say, oh, hey, why don't you go try the torch? Thank you. Good idea. So you guys are awesome. Love you. Thank you so much. Any other tips? Wait for the video to post, and you can post them in the comment section too. Thank you so much, guys. Pry up on the green thing with a screwdriver. Or you can just take the whole thing, throw it in the scrap heap, and go get a New Holland hay cutter. Just joking. We're going to keep this one for a while, probably. So, thanks, guys. Stay safe today, and hope your weather's great.